So it's Monday night. I had no intention of doing anything, but my food wasn't warm enough. Just warming up some meatballs, so I chose an Italian red. I did go with a Barolo, so this is a Silvio Grosso 2019 Barolo. I think it's like $30. I think. I really need to double check the price. This is a 2019, so kind of very young for a Barolo. And pop and pour, it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's light. The tannin is there. It's not overly aggressive. It really kind of suits the midweek type of Italian red. If I'm not looking for Chianti or Sangiovese, I would be looking for a Barolo with a little bit more tannin. This would sort of be it. A little bit more acid. This would sort of be it. And it pairs nicely with sort of Italian dishes. And then this feels a little lighter on the palate than a Sangiovese. So that is what it is. Yeah, there's definitely more tannin and mouth pucker. I'm munching Caymus a little bit here. This is Suisson, the Walking Fool. It's a red blend, 2021. I forget what the blend is. Some cab heavy blend, I'm guessing. For fruit bomby wine, this is pretty good. For guests that like, let's say, more New World-ish, round, plush, fruitier, almost sensation of sweet but not sweet, this kind of fits the bill. It's a pretty solid wine. The problem is, in New Jersey, it's $35, but I've seen it in other places for $25. So I don't know why the disparity in price. I do not believe it's worth $35. For $25, I think it's worth it. So kind of a very price-specific type of wine. To me, it's nowhere near as good as the $16 Rioja I've been buying. Although it's funny, I found it for $15, although the store I bought it from originally had it for $18. I know it's only a few dollar difference, but if you're buying a ton of them, or a bunch of them, it can add up to a free bottle for every 6 you're buying, if you look at it that way, if you're going to buy bulk of that wine. Something else about Caymus, and I just had the Caymus, the Grand Durif, and I recommended the Grand Durif, but in a lineup of 8 wines, I could, as soon as I smelled it, I smelled the VA. And then as soon as I tasted it, it had a little bit of VA, and it had that fruitiness up front. I feel like it's like a Caymus thing. I've had Caymus, the regular Caymus, recently too. I haven't had a selection on a special selection in many, many years. And it used to be one of my favorite cabs that I'd had a long time ago. I'm sure it's not quite what it was, but I feel like their house style is still trying to be that overly fruity, unctuous style, but it's got like the VA in it, almost like a syrupy fruit rather than fresh fruit. It's hard to explain, but out of a lot of the wines, 8 wines that were tasted on Saturday, I feel like the Caymus I could pick out by the nose alone because of the VA. None of the other wines had VA at all. So interesting. There was only one other wine from the United States, and it was a Frank Family cab, which I think is a fantastic cab for the price, $60-ish. So sort of interesting there, if anything. So anyway, this really was just to talk about Weekday Nebbiolo and Barolo proper. So I've been trying some of the Longues. I think I've even had a Silvio Grosso Longue. I think it's like $17, $18. It just doesn't have the guts to be good enough for a weekday red. And this does. Now, I hope this is 27, not 37. 27, this is a buy. 37, it's look for something else. This is nice, though. A lot of strawberry. This is strawberry dominant, without a doubt. And I think they could have used a decant as well. It would only show more but a slightly lighter styled Barolo. Pretty classic tasting though. Just a little more, a little lighter, a little, finish isn't super long. It's sort of medium. Everything about it is just a little bit toned down from maybe Silvagrosso's higher end or higher end Barolos in general. So to me, some of the great wines of the world are higher end Barolo Barbarescos. And I just love the grape Nebbiolo, so this is why I popped this one open. I've had this before in other vintages. I just never remember it to see if it becomes sort of a weekday red type of situation. So I'm going to have my meatballs now and have a good night.